Well, that's like this whole business with your straw man, your birth, certificate. That's all hidden language that the lay person isn't really supposed to know. For instance, like in the United States of America, if you want to go hunting or fishing, you have to have a hunting or a fishing license. But international law says that you have the right to forage for food. But if you don't know the international law, which actually supersedes these little laws, but if you don't know that, then you're just going to, pay the money for a fishing license. You're going to pay. But there again, if you do get caught, you better know how to argue your way out of that, too.
Of course.
You better know how to do that.
And that's why, if you're going to get a license to kill animals, you got to go to the game warden.
Game, because it's a game.
Hunting. It's a game.
It's a game.
That's
exactly.
why in the wars, World War I and World War II, there was a Pacific theater.
Yep.
There was an Atlantic theater. Why? It's just a show. It's a game.
Well,
it's a show.
Yeah, because at the same time that war was going on, Ford Motor Company was providing engines for the German war machines.
And General Electric was building all their jet planes for them.
Yeah, so I mean, Rutherford said it perfectly. Religion is a snare and a racket, but you have to recognize that government is a religion also.
That's all it is. It's just a religion. They got their holy men and the holy scriptures.
Yeah.
And you have to abide by it. Why? Because when you were born, your mother signed the paper, and it was that paper was on bank paper, and it's on a bank note. I'm the one that's been talking about that for years.
Yep.
About how when you get a Social Security card, on the back of your Social Security card used to be in red numbers.
Yep.
The numbers were in red because they represent your blood the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
They're using you as collateral to borrow money on, because each one, man and woman in America, their body is worth over $4 to $9 million. Anywhere between $4 and $9 million, every human being in America, their body is worth that much money on the stock market. So I have said so many times, why is it when the banks in the bubble, the real estate bubble, everybody was losing their home? Why don't you just call New York and go to Standard & Poor, the company that regulates the value of your security, and tell them to sell off $1 million. Give me $1 million. Sell off $1 million off of my stock on the New York Stock Exchange. Now you can pay your house off and buy a plane and do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Because you got plenty of money.
Yeah.
If you just knew about it. But people don't know that bodies are security on the New York Stock Exchange.
See, and that's the thing with your birth certificate. That number on the bottom of your birth certificate is that New York Stock Exchange number.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
And that's why I say I've done it, I've shown, if you go to the back of your Social Security card, you will see the numbers. Mm-hmm. Put those numbers up against a $20 bill or $5 bill. And they're identical. The same identical numbers and the same sequence of numbers on a dollar bill sequence is on the back of your Social Security card, because there's about $4 to $9 million all over the earth in 20s and 5s and 100s and 50s, all over the world with your Social Security number on it. You are a security for the body social. The social body is called the United States Corporation. So you are a security for the corporation. Of course, if you come in and do your work every day you're supposed to do, the company, the corporation is going to prosper because you're there doing your job. And they make money off of you. And so that's why when you finally go home in the evening, you go home to retire. So, So when you retire, you get Social Security. Why? Because you are the security for the body social.
Exactly.
They're not giving you anything. You're the one that give money to them. They took it out of your salary.
See, and the thing is, Jordan, is you've really got to be a student. You've got to study this. You just can't take it for granted. and you also have to learn how to opt out of it also. And
I
once
can
you,
write a book on that subject.
yeah, and once you opt out of it and you go broke, there is no returning back. So you got to be very frugal.
You will find, though, that I have a friend that is an expert on this subject, and he's taught me a lot. And I've had so many experts on this subject I've sat and talked with over the years, and they've showed me all kinds of things you can do. That I'm saying I am not a lawyer. I am not representing myself as a legal counsel. I'm not a lawyer. I am merely telling you what I have seen with my own eyes, and I know how it works. But I'm not suggesting that anyone do anything, because if you do something, you're going to go to jail because you don't know what you're doing. Unless you're an expert's expert, you better leave it all alone and just listen and educate yourself. But don't try and do anything if you don't know what you're doing. Because this is a very, very powerful subject you're talking about. You're messing with federal government. For instance, when a cop pulls you over and he's writing out the ticket, and then he signs it and then gives it to you, and you sign it. You are a co-signer. You're not the signer. He signed it. You're the co-signer. You are an underwriter. You're writing under his name. You're the co-signer. So you take that ticket and photocopy it and send it to the Secretary of State of the state in which you live, and tell the Secretary of State, I've decided I don't want to co-sign for this man. I've thought about it, and he's not dependable, so I don't want to co-sign for him. The Secretary of State will then take that ticket and give it to the Department of the Treasury for the state in which you live. And the Treasury official will send that ticket to the cop at his home, and he has to pay the ticket because you're just a co-signer, and you decide you didn't want to co-sign. Now he has to pay the ticket. Most people don't know that. That's just one little small little...
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, because if you study and research the UCC code, you'll come across UCC 1-308, which basically can get you out of a speeding ticket or any type of traffic ticket if you know what to do. Just like your tax return, your tax papers that you file. There really is no tax that you are demanded to pay, because a signature inside of a box or a number inside of a box is null and void, because that piece of paper is a box. So everything inside that box is no good.
And besides, when you sign the ticket, you are signing your name. It's not your signature.
Right.
The word is signature. A signature is someone who knows exactly what is written on the paper and agrees with it 100%, and now you sign showing you are 100% in agreement. It's called a signature. But that's not your signature when you sign a traffic ticket. You don't know what's going on. You just signed it because you were told to.
Right.
That's why when the U.S. government has some kind of a big summit, and they all agree on something, they were called signatories to the agreement. Each country that agreed was a signatory to the agreement. In other words, when they write their name, it's not writing their name. They are signing an agreement with what was on the paper. So that's their signature. This is not your signature. You just signed your name.
Yeah.
So you're not to be held responsible for any of it.
And there again, when you sign these, like speeding tickets or these traffic tickets, you're actually signing a third-party contract, and third-party contracts are illegal.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
As I just said, he signed it first.
Yeah.
He was the third one.
Yeah, exactly.
For the government to him, and he signed it for the government. Yep. So there's two people. He signed the ticket for the government. Yep. And you are the third one. You're the co-signer. You don't have to pay for that. Just tell them you don't want to co-sign.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very simple.
Now they're going to get him to pay for it.
Yeah.
But most Americans don't know that.
Exactly. And it takes a lot of study and a lot of research. And there again, you've got to be willing to play their game, because sometimes you might get arrested on the spot, But once you get in jail, there are certain things that you can say and do that, they can only hold you for 48 hours, and then they have to let you go. So even when you're in jail, do not even commit to a verbal contract, because then they got you.
That's right. That's why I've been told by my lawyer friends who know all about this stuff. They told me, if the cop says anything to you, don't say anything to him. No answer. Because they tell you what you say will be held against you in a court of law. Well, you can't hold anything against me because I never said a word to the man from day one.
From day one,
So what are you going to hold against me? I never said anything.
But see, though, Jordan, this all gets back to secret societies, because they're playing this secret little game of words, and if you don't educate yourself, you're going to be caught in that trap without knowing no way out.
And when a lawyer walks into court, he walks in and opens up that gate and walks in before the judge. That's a water gate. It divides the water, maritime admiralty,
Admiralty law.
from
Exactly.
the law of the land. The people on the land, they can sit out here. But there's a water gate here. And when you walk in and you open that gate, the mere fact you touch that gate and you open it means you have opened yourself up to
it's made you accountable.
maritime admiralty law. And now you are in hot water.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I mean...
Somebody's going to have to bail you out because your ship is in water. So you got SOS, save our ship, SOS. No, not SOS, save our ship. Secretary of State.
Yeah.
When you put your hand on that board, it's called the board. It's a wooden piece.
Yep.
And it's called a bar. It's like a sandbar, and you open yourself up to the hot water, and because your body is a biological battery, they're going to put you in a cell. If you can't if you can't get bailed out, you'll be put into a cell, because that's what you do with a battery. It's called a cell. And so you are a battery.
Yeah, and the thing is that, when the judge leaves the room, she's abandoning ship, which means you can leave, but not everybody knows that.
That's right.
Not everybody knows that.
And when the judge gets up in the middle of a trial and goes out and calls a 10-minute respite, she goes out, and when she comes back in, now she's not representing maritime admiralty law. Now she's representing Vatican canon law.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because when she's sitting and overseeing the trial, but she will have like a 5-minute respite. She wants to take a 5-minute recess. And she recesses the court for 5 minutes. She gets up and walks off. Why did she do that? Because she's no longer going to be able to get you with maritime admiralty law because you're too damn smart. So now she's going to appeal to the Holy Father and come back. Now she's going to come back. Now she's coming back as a representative of the Holy Father. And the Holy Father is the Pope. And why is he holy? Because he talks to God. He's a God Father. Get it?
Mm-hmm. So then it's just a little more than just having to go pee then, right?
So that's why, George Carlin said the people who run this world's a big club and you ain't in it.
You ain't in it. Yes, I've seen that exactly.
Yeah. It's really an interesting story when you go back and start doing some research on Jehovah's Witnesses, because they're connected with the secret society. New York, the Empire State. They represent the Empire State of New York. They go back to York, England, the Roman powers. It's really an incredible story about who Jehovah's Witnesses really are. And I feel so very sorry for them, because so many of the Jehovah's Witnesses are absolutely divinely loving people. People I just love. And I feel so sorry knowing that they just don't know. No one's told them.
Yeah.
And yet you see the little children going to the hall and seeing the parents and the young couples that just got married and having a baby. And you think, to tell them, to get them to wake up, it would take days and weeks for me to prove to them. And by that time, I'll be talked out. I'll be probably gone.
Yeah,
And
well,
it just kills me when I see the Jehovah's Witnesses, the beautiful children, and the beautiful. They're all very, very wonderful people, but they're just ignorant. They don't know, and they're being taken advantage of
yeah,
by the Jewish Freemasonic banking fraternities.
yeah,
Yeah. And, that's what we've been trying to do, since we left in 2012. And it's very difficult, and those of us that leave, when we first leave, we're so traumatized because your whole foundation is pulled out from under you. And then you lose your friends and family. And it's very difficult. And then now they've got this horrible child abuse plague, and they actually called it a plague in their magazine. And I think per capita, it's worse than the Catholic Church. And we've been, there's a lot in the XJW community trying to fight to get laws changed. But we keep saying, Watchtower doesn't follow the laws now. What makes you think they're going to start following them?
They don't follow the law, they never have.
yeah.
They are a law unto themselves.
Yes, but it is very interesting to see that the news media in the United States of America and around the world are putting Jehovah's Witnesses and the child abuse problem in the forefront. So it's definitely shedding some light, and I think it's giving the Masons a bad name right now. Too much press, because obviously what you're doing, what Kim and I have been researching and putting out on the internet too, we recognize, that there's danger with this stuff.
You can bet on it, boy. You can bet on it. But especially when you're confronting governments around the world, as I am. I'm not just talking about Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm
Right,
talking
yeah.
about the whole lousy system.
Yes. Well, we've been touching some of that stuff too.
To the choir. I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
We get it, because Kim and I, we are in contact with so many ex-JWs with stories that could just burn the town down. And we actually have a lot of ex-JWs that want to help us, and we say no, because what we have is so sensitive that we don't trust nobody with it but ourselves. Jordan, in our email box right now, we get close to 600 emails that we don't have time to get to. Like right now, we just have to do them a little bit at a time. So I mean, it's very huge with what's happening in the ex-Jehovah Witness community regarding Watchtower.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff too. It's fun.
No, it is. It's well, see, that's and that's one of the things that we're trying to do is help current. Because see, my mother lives in Cottonwood actually, and my brother lives in Cottonwood. But my brother left Watchtower years ago. Him and a ministerial servant son were dealing drugs in the parking lot after the meeting. Yeah. So, he left a long time ago, but, my mother still lives in Cottonwood, and she is very indoctrinated.
Mine too. My mother was in it all the way till she left, all the way till she passed away.
Uh-huh.
I just think about how much I could have done. I just didn't know. I was learning at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, boy, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Well, I have a friend. My friend is a genius. He's a genius on many levels. Incredibly brilliant mind. A young man, about 50 years old, but incredibly and well informed about everything. And he's helped me to understand so many things about government, religion, and banking.
Mm-hmm.
But he has told me so many things about how the world works. And he became a state citizen in California. And to become a state citizen is a very difficult thing to do. And you've got to be independently wealthy if you're going to become a state citizen, because nobody is going to touch you, hire you, or have nothing to do with you. If you're not under California federal law, if you're not under the federal government, nobody wants to do nothing with you. Because you cannot use your Social Security, you cannot use your insurance, you cannot have a bank account. There's so many things you can't do if you're a state citizen.
Yeah, because you're claiming your own.
That's the way it used to be when the country was first founded.
Yeah, because you're
And
claiming
so-
their own sovereignty.
Yeah, and so
Yep.
he has told me, don't tell anybody about this stuff because they're going to get in trouble. I got in trouble because I did it because I know what I'm doing. And so other people who don't know what they're
Right.
doing, they think they understand. They fill out the papers and they do something wrong and they're going to prison. So I'm suggesting that nobody do anything about what they hear, but at least hear it and understand it and use it in your mind, use it to understand what the kind of world you're living in. So just be careful what you do and say what you sign. But it doesn't mean you have to do anything because
Right. Well, knowledge is power, and
That's right.
you
Knowledge is
have the
power.
choice to use power or not.
that's right. And if you do, you better be in position to back it up.
Yep, you better know what you're doing.
Better know what you're doing.
Yeah. Wow,
Well,
this has been good. Well, that's why we understand what we're doing with Watchtower, because the thing is we personally have cost Watchtower a lot of money. Kim sent you that picture in the back of the songbook. Oh, okay. Well, a while back ago, when I was studying and researching subliminal images, Watchtower put a penis, an erect penis, in the back of a songbook, and it
Yeah.
was directed right to a young girl's oval mouth. Well, when I made that video public, within a month, Watchtower get rid of that songbook. And then they come out with a new back cover. But what I didn't tell everybody is on the front cover there's an angry woman. She's got a real angry expression. I says, Watchtower, it was good that you changed the back cover, got rid of the penis, but you did nothing with the angry woman. Within about another month and a half, they scrapped that entire songbook. So Kim and I have cost Watchtower 2 songbooks.
Do you still have that old songbook?
Get the penis.
No, what?
Yeah.
No, the old one. Oh, you,
The one with the penis
the one
on?
with the penis on the
yes, yes, I do. Let me get my legs working here, and I'll go look at. I'll go get them.
back. I know all about that.
Yes.
I'm almost 80 years old. They throw in sexual symbols all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Let's see if I can get it up here.
Yep, I see it. Back it off a little bit. Right there, right there. Oh, yeah. I don't know how in the world you could miss that.
And then this was the new back cover. But the man is still looking at the young girl.
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
looking at her.
Yep.
So then, I turned it over and I said, "Here's the angry woman right there. She's gritting her teeth and everything." So I said, it was good that you got rid of the penis, but you didn't change the angry woman. And within about a month and a half, they scrapped that songbook too.
Yeah, so it costs money to do that.
So Kim and I know very well that we are playing a huge, dangerous game. Because you know what? A man would rather have you mess with his woman than mess with his money.
Oh, yeah.
And right now we're
I've
messing
heard
with.
people in banking say that if you go to
Yeah.
get in trouble, go kill the guy, because you could get away with that. He's
Yeah.
gone, he's gone. Well, you mess with somebody's money and they'll kill you.
Yeah. So we very much know that we're playing a dangerous game, but we
I
pulled.
think you have cosmic companionship.
I think so too. And we've actually pulled out a lot of people out of Watchtower because of our videos. And and in fact, Jordan, wasn't too long ago we ended up getting 9 copyright strikes from Pennsylvania Watchtower. Pennsylvania. So we fought it with YouTube, and we presented our side, and then they gave it to Watchtower, Pennsylvania, and it was up to them to come to New Mexico and fight it in our district. And I got in front of the camera. I said, "Bring it, Watchtower! Come on, bring it!" And they never did nothing.
Yeah, they wait till the court is completely vacant. Everybody's gone. Then the judge will talk to you. After everybody's left, He doesn't want to converse with you in public because everybody's going to be hearing it. And they're going to wonder, what is this conversation all about?
Yep.
So wait till everybody's gone home, then the judge will deal with you quietly when there's nobody there.
Exactly.